Welcome back to Jessy Junction. I'm your host, MC Jessy, and thank you for subscribing to this great show. Now, I've read your comments. I've read, and all what you tell me, Jessy, tulete huyu, tufanyie ule. I've heard you. Kwanza huyu ulisema Jessy, beshte yako anaezaji patwa na COVID, naona cheka kwa show yako. Please, Mulete, I demand. Your demand is for me to obey. So he's here. He's a coach. He's a pastor. He's a father. He's an author of many books. The man himself from Burale.
Burale. Yes, sir.
Robert Burale. How are you, Pastor?
Good to see you, my brother.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm strong. In fact, I'm the healthiest of all of us here. We're trying to shoot.
Si yako kwanza ndio hatari. Karibu sana Kino, Pastor Robert Burale.
Umefanya nimefika huku Kino, it's crazy.
I
never thought ningefika huku. But it's an honor to be here.
Mumezoea kukaa town. I told you tumerudi mashinani kidogo. Welcome to this area. Everybody is a friend huku.
Yes.
Ujakutana na watu wanakuambia,
watu wazuri. Moja yuta Morathe.
Ohoro.
Nikasema Timoru.
Morathe. Umeitwa Morathe.
Nimeitwa Morathe. But it's a good place. Very good people kwa barabara tumekutana nao huko.
Morathe. So now people are calling you Morathe.
It is life. But they're good. Nimekutana na watu wazuri kwa barabara.
The CS of Health, Mutahi Kagwe, called you Morathe. This Morathe guy, I've never had.
Who is that guy? What does he do? Who has paid him? For what?
So no. Have you met the CS?
No, I think he's one of the busiest people. And he's one man I think we should be praying for. To be honest, in this season of COVID, if there's a man that we should be praying for, it is the CS.
He needs the strength.
He is leading
the grace
in uncharted waters. This has never happened before. So he's leading while bleeding. He's learning and leading at the same time. So we need to pray for him.
It's not a joke doing what he's doing today.
Yeah, that's why when you ask him some questions, he's there to tell you how many people have survived, how many people are dead. Asking other things, I don't think with the pressure and the responsibility that is upon him, you should be asking him such questions.
That tutamuombea.
No, totally.
I think also leading people that are hurting, besides the pandemic itself, Kenyans, majobs zimeenda.
Yes.
Hoteli zimefungwa.
Yes, sir.
We have wale waiter walikuwa na kuserve pale kwa restaurants zingine, they are no longer working.
Job losses.
The hospitality industry has been hit harder.
Domestic violence has gone high.
Domestics zimeenda juu.
Yes.
Entertainment ndio hiyo. And then you are the leader, ukuna update watu hii maneno. You're the CS, also in charge of these people's emotions.
Yes.
He needs prayers.
He does. I believe he does, to be honest with you. He does. Because you're coming to tell people what they don't want to hear. I mean, we have lost jobs. We don't know what next. My business has collapsed. So I don't want you to tell me about this COVID every day. Yet it is the reason that I'm in the quagmire that I am in. So people already are negative and uptight, you know. And yet, he still has the responsibility to update us every day.
Alafu journalist anamuuliza, unajua Morathe?
You know, it's right question, wrong timing.
Yes.
Wrong season.
Yes.
Wrong person.
But welcome, Burale.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to Jessy Junction.
Thank you.
It's my honor to have you. My guest here, my fans here and subscribers have been telling me, bring Bishop, Pastor, wanakuitanga majina zote, televangelist, wengine nasema, leta ule Charlie, ule upreach.
Ule mswada wa white.
Amedai ndevu za white,
You know, I've been stopped and I've been asked if this is dye. This is natural. And by the way, let me correct you, it's not white.
It's
silver.
Hey. Tutajuaje? So they started growing like when you
many years ago. Many years ago to have 1, 2, and then when they came, I started disliking them. Then I realized I'm hating something that people are coveting. Kasema, this is God's creation. You know, many want this.
Yes.
But they can't. Wewe unataka una. Hata ukiishi another 100 years, hautakuwa nayo. So it's called the silver fox.
Sikujua.
Sijui kwa Sheng inaitwa Budesco.
Inaitwa Budesco.
Kitu kama hiyo.
So mimi si Budesco juu sina mimi ni.
Wewe baki tu hapo.
So Budesco ni ndevu.
I think you must have some white hair. I don't know. Nilisikia kwa show pahali.
Esco tu.
The B is silent.
I'm Desco.
Yeah, but it is an honor to be here, Jessy.
Hey, my pleasure to having you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
After a long battle with COVID-19, we can't avoid that because that is why watu wengi walikuwa wanaambia mlete.
Yes.
Atuambie kama corona is real.
Yeah.
Sijui nini. Nikasema sawa utakuja. So it's such a great honor for me to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time to come on Jessy Junction.
You know, I call you my prophet, eh?
Yeah?
Story for another day.
Of course, tutaongea hiyo.
Hiyo lazima tuongee. Hata leo tu.
Yeah. Hata leo. Tukiigusi.
Yes.
Watu wasishangae.
Yes.
Tunatoana nazo wapi.
Exactly.
So Burale from Buhalalire.
That's it. Burale from Buhalalire. Yeah. In short,
a hard one for Meru or Kikuyu
to
pronounce.
In short, Buha.
Buha.
Buha. The ha is important. Buha. You must feel some shakings in the throat. Yes, that one. Buhale. Don't spit, but you must feel.
Na ndio sababu kaitwa Buhale.
Yes.
Burale.
Which is apparently...
It's not a Luya name.
It is a Luya name, but I've been stopped by very many Boranas, and there are many Muslims called Burale.
Yes,
yeah.
Do you even know the meaning of that name?
Well, in Luya, in Luya, it's like a pond. But in the Borana, it's like... some zit pimples zile permanent zile mtu alizaliwa nazo
what
are they called? Yeah, what are they called? Zile mtu amezaliwa nazo, si pimple ya kwa ugonjwa. It's like those things imefura pahali. Yes,
so akona kiburale.
I met a PS who is from Borana, and he told me that's what it means. Yes.
So Burale, you grew up in Buhalalire. Hata sitasema hiyo jina. Did you grow up in Buha?
No, I didn't.
Where did you
I grew up in Nairobi. Parklands, South B, Karioko, Karen.
Yani hapa naita watu Jessy Junction. Sipatani na watu wa Ushago kama mimi. Watu wote ni town. Gosh, I'm the only one from the village.
It is okay. Tunakushanua. Yeah.
So you grew up in
I grew up in Nairobi largely. But of course my heritage is Busia. And I don't shy away from my heritage. But I didn't grow up in Busia. But of course we grew up going there every once in a while. But the interesting thing, there were so many deaths in our family that I went to Busia more for funerals until when I grew mature in things of God, I had to cancel. Every time ni matanga. And that's like a national day in Busia. You know, Waluya tunapenda matanga. And I think we need to run away from that.
No, unanifanya nacheka kwa kitu serious. We were
attending so many funerals. Matanga. Yes.
You know how sad that is?
Yet, it is very sad.
It sounds very funny.
Yeah, we attended too many funerals. So we'd meet as cousins. Mnenda wapi? Hakuna matanga. You know? So then disco matanga, sijui nini. It was sad.
And those things are real. You could dance the whole night.
Let me tell you.
Na body inaletwa.
Some of these matangas are very demonic.
Huh?
I mean... What are you doing dancing around a dead body? What are you covenanting yourself with? What are you doing? Mwili kiingia, you hear a woman crying. Ile joke inasema, tuongeze pesa batu waze kucheka. Si mchezo. There are people who are paid.
To come and cry.
To cry. I remember when we took my father's body, I saw a woman somersaulting. That woman was over 70. Na sigara pali ya moto ndio iko ndani. So ni moshi tu. I mean, I don't agree with those things. I don't agree. I don't agree with dancing around a dead body. Let the dead rest. What are you doing? What is that? By the way, I don't even agree on makumbusho. That you meet and spill blood as you make chicken and eat, remembering the dead. What are you remembering over a meal? Well, that's a story for another day for people who understand the spiritual matters. But nakula tu ugali mmemwaga damu nyama leta ongeza chumvi matumbo. Kwa nini? Si graduation ya mtu. ni mtu alikufa. I don't think it's right. Good.
But now Bishop,
Yes.
I mean, mpaka nakuita Bishop.
It's okay. You're a prophet. You're
Yeah,
speaking.
I prophesy
Yes,
to you be a
yes,
bishop.
yes.
So you grew up in Nairobi, ukajua ushago because of kushinda mkienda matanga.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up? Like shule ulienda wapi?
I first started in a school called High Ridge Primary School, Nairobi South Primary School, Musa Gitao Primary School, Bungoma High School. Easily one year.
Easily. So kwa nini ulikuwa una change shule ama ni
I don't know.
kichwa ngumu?
I don't know, especially primary school I was young, so wherever you're taken you go. You understand? So I did High Ridge, Nairobi South, and Musa Gitao, where I finished. Musa Gitao is near Alliance, Thogoto.
Yes.
Yes.
And then from there you performed so well that you went to Bungoma High School.
Bungoma is a brilliant school. My acting career was developed there by Mr. Oliver Minishi. But the reason I was picked to go to Bungoma High School, now let me shock you,
Yes.
was because of my football prowess.
You play football.
I was brilliant.
Then.
Hata sahi, my ball handling skills are second to none. In Musa Gitao, I was nicknamed Zangi. Zangi was a famous Gor Mahia footballer called John Okello Zangi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Zangi because of football.
If you hear anybody calling me Zangi, we're in primary school together. My footballing skills is, my goodness. Ball control, I was good.
You were.
Yes. I still have it, but
At least
it's in
now,
my head.
Yes.
But the bones may not allow.
Yes.
But yeah.
But at least you are a footballer.
I played very good
But now
football.
you are a coach.
Yes, sir.
You coach.
And coaches don't play.
And coaches don't play. So now in Bungoma High School, you're preaching. Did you start preaching there in school? Ama hata huku anga unajua mambo ya God.
Sikutaka.
Hata huku unajua.
I didn't want anything to do with God. I mean, I was just having fun. I became the head student of the school, but not because of my religious background. My father was very religious. I was a fun-loving guy. I was in drama. You know, you go for those drama festivals to chicks, you know.
Yes.
Unaingia mazee, mademu wanasema, lean back, you know, wanakucheki. So that was the life. And that's why I sympathize with my daughter. I did all those things.
Yes.
She cannot play with me now. I know all those tricks.
Yes.
So we used to go drama festivals, chicks, a school called Mokumu, Moi Girls Vocoli, Butere. Waluyo ndo naelewa hiyo. Yeah. So that was my life, really, having fun.
So bado ulikuwaga this guy ukiwa Western ukiwa shule.
I was that guy.
You used to dress nicely ama hii imekuja juzi because of TV?
Hapana.
That time you still used to be...
Even my school blazer was like the headmaster's. You know the way you have two lines here? Yangu ilikuwa nimeka kama zigzag. I just stood out in my dressing. Then unaeka pleats, unajua unapiga pasi.
Unapiga pasi unakunja tu.
Moja refu hivi, ingine anakuja short kama saba. So they come long, shorter, shortest. So it was there. Alafu nilikuwa na box punk na Raypaka. So it's box, alafu inakuja hivi. Yeah, so 2 in 1. 2 for the price of 1. Like Nakumat, if you need it, we got it.
Wasichana wakikuona?
No, mimi nilikuwa mtu wa madem.
Yeah?
And I was in, I think, one of the biggest mistakes I think that happened was I was taken to boarding school from class 4. I think that was too early. It was a mixed boarding school.
With girls?
Yeah. I think that, yes. My first girlfriend was in class 4. Yeah.
Ulikuwa class 4?
In class 4, I would hold down a relationship.
That is like a 7-year-old.
My first girlfriend was in class 4.
8, 9.
Yeah.
You were in class 4?
Yeah.
With a girlfriend?
I had a girlfriend in class 4.
Doing what with a girlfriend?
Story too. What we do, would have these Saturday evening walks. You just go to the dorm, dress, come out, and they just walk around the school compound until dinner time. Munawachana.
Aye.
So you'd get people walking with girls around the school compound.
That was dating.
Yes.
Alafu anaenda unaenda?
Mtakutana tu kwa dining room sasa. No, nothing. Mtakutana kwa dining room dinner. Then you go for preps, yes. And you know I was one of the best footballers, so I was very popular as well.
You have your daughter, Lexi.
Yes.
How old is she now?
15.
15. If she came and told you she has a boyfriend, which I don't know whether maybe she has.
You'll find out for me.
We'll find out.
Yes.
Tutamuliza. So, akuja kuambie she's dating. Response?
I will make the oxygen supply of that man minimal.
But you started at
Our mistakes
at
are their
9 years.
lessons.
And an apple doesn't fall far away.
I
from
told
the
her
tree.
she's only allowed 3 men. God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. No, but I've had this discussion with her. And you meet her, you talk to her about these things. I would be worried if she didn't talk to boys. You understand? In this day and age, you have to be very careful. You can raise girls who are just smiling and blushing when they see girls. I should be worried. But you see, for social upbringing, it's good for her to understand the opposite sex. Otherwise, if you shut them off completely, when they grow up and they're exposed to this, they can be taken advantage of. I have sat with her. I have told her about the tricks boys use. I even tell her, if there's a boy telling you right now, I'll marry you, forget it. By Form 4, you'll be like, what was I thinking about that guy? So, but you have to allow them the space to understand how to interact with the opposite sex within parameters of respectability and discipline. Otherwise, if you say, I don't want to see you talking to any boy, wakimaliza Form 4. Those are the girls we are seeing when you go to somewhere here on Wayaki where there's a gas station there. Yes. When you go there at 10 at night, you see women dressed almost with nothing. When you look back, I know we bash those ones, but I am a believer of what is the root cause. And you see these girls, maybe they were denied even interaction. You know, don't even talk to a male cousin or, you know, those things. So in this day and age where it's a digital age, you have to allow them that space to interact with other people. It just makes them understand that, you know, it's nothing serious, so it cannot be taken advantage of.
And you learned this through your life itself, dating people.
Yes, I learned that. I'm talking out of experience. And as a counselor as well, I have had the privilege of counseling many people. So the privilege of information of the root cause of why girls are behaving this way, boys are behaving this way, you understand? Why are you going this direction? Why are you going this direction? You understand? So I talk to my daughter based on my experience and the knowledge that God has given us as parents. You know, God downloads some strategy and grace as parents that we bestow upon our daughters. Yeah.
Okay. Did you perform well in high school besides these relationships that you had?
Yes, I'm not an academic dwarf.
You passed.
I'm not an academic dwarf. Yes.
You went to university.
I'm not a genius. But I'm not an academic. I studied in the United.
You are above average.
Well above. You're above average. One leg is on the uko chini hapana. I was well above average.
And you went to...
I studied in the United Kingdom.
Accent ikapotelea wapi?
Let me tell you, I don't believe in people who go abroad when they are already 18 and they come back with an accent.
You finished high school straight to the United Kingdom?
No. I worked like for about 4 years.
After high school?
Yes.
You didn't go straight to the university?
No, not at all. I worked.
Where did you work?
I worked in a bank. I worked in a housing company. I worked in a coffee farm, the head office. And then I think my father realized I'm earning a lot of money too young and I may lose focus. So he sent me out of the country. And I went to the United Kingdom. And I'm glad I did because a lot of experience and exposure when you meet people from different countries and different cultures and the responsibility of, okay, fine, now you're on your own. You can't run after school and say, man, daddy, kumeumana. You are in the United Kingdom. Your father is in Kenya. So responsibility was bestowed upon me at that time. And I met great friends and who we still keep in touch with up to this day.
What did you study in the UK?
Business Studies and Commerce.
Which school?
De Montfort University.
De
Montfort in Leicester.
Okay.
Yes.
De Montfort.
Yes.
De Montfort.
Yes.
And you finished and graduated.
Yes.
Why didn't you work in the UK?
I did work in the UK. Yes. Wow. I worked for a while. I worked for about 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and then I came back to Kenya. My father passed on, and it was best just to come back and start my life here. But when I came back, that was the beginning of turmoil for me.
What made you come back?
So also circumstantial when I lost my father.
Okay.
Yeah, so situations called for my presence around here. Yes.
How was that? What happened to your father?
My father got a brain tumor And they operated on him. I remember the doctor gave him 7 days to live. But he's a fighter. He died exactly 1 year after the surgery. So the 7 days was extended to 1 year. Yeah, so it was a painful experience. He was a good man. He's the first man to introduce me to the things of God, because even when you were crazy, he took me to Sunday school. Never missed Sunday school. And he would say, if you come to church, we shall take you to the club after this. So that was the incentive, but he knew what he was doing. So the seed of salvation was put there. That's why the Bible says, bring up a child in the way that they should go. And when they grow up, they shall not depart from it. So the fact that we wanted to go to the club, my brothers wanted to swim, I wanted to eat. So that's what took us to church. But he knew what he was doing. And I believe that is a seed that flickered on, that I gave my life to Christ. Later in life, much later in life. Yeah.
At what point did you decide, you know what, I'm done with this world now? Sitaki maneno mengi ya kidunia, let me get saved.
I didn't decide. It's situations. I just woke up feeling very hopeless. You know, I woke up one day, Jessy.
After returning to Kenya.
This is much, much later. I'm telling you, I felt as empty. I think I actually gave my life to Christ even after my daughter was born. I wasn't born again before. Yeah. Yeah, it was after my daughter was born. So I woke up feeling empty, and I was driving, and I was listening to Hope FM. I remember very well. And the then Pastor Ngaira was interviewing a lady called Connie Minor. And I was listening to this lady's story, and my heart went out to her, the things she had been through with her children, things she had lost her husband. And I called Pastor Ngaira. I called and I said, I'm not feeling good. No, I called Connie Minor. And she says, come to my office. At that time, it was at the museum. And I said, this is how I'm feeling. And she said, the guy who was interviewing me, I want you to hook you up with him, because you look, there's something you're going through. She called Pastor Ngaira. Pastor Ngaira says, ask him to come to church today. So I left her office. She prayed for me, went to Valley Road. And I said to him, I'm here. He says, where? He says, wait for me there, I'm coming. I'm in a meeting. At 5, he calls me and says, I can't see you. I said, but I'm sitting outside Hope FM studios. He says, no, that's where the show was, but I'm in Ngong. So he said to me, come tomorrow. Do you know what I told him? I don't think I have until tomorrow. I need to see you now. And I drove to Ngong. It was on a Thursday. I sat with him until past midnight. He led me to Christ. From there, my journey started. Struggle here and there still. Then that's when I encountered my bishop, David Moredi. Remember that time, I used to love going to a strip club on Langata Road called Barrels. I think 3 barrels or something. No, Barrels. Or something.
You're saved and...
No, I was still, before. Yes, before. So before, I used to go to a strip club there. And then I encountered Pastor Ngaira. And then I was invited to House of Grace by Pastor Dazwet.
Which was just next to the
strip club that I used to go to.
That
yes.
time.
Actually opposite.
Yes.
And the first Sunday I attended that service, the bishop calls me and says, who are you? I've never met you before. But if I be a man of God, your name will be known all over. Many think you will not sustain your journey of salvation. Never forgotten. I was in a white and pink outfit. And he said, if I be a man of God, your name will be known all over. I don't know in what capacity, but it will be known. Then he says, if I be a man of God, go and sit down. The same Bishop Moredi, that's when I started doing news for the church, announcements. And that's how I got into TV. While serving in church, somebody saw me on the screen and says, oh, I like how you do the news in church. Tomorrow, there's an audition somewhere at Film Studios. Go there. And I went there. I'd never done anything like that before.
You started.
Yes. And the rest is history.
You know, as I'm listening to your story of how you met Bishop Moredi and all, the strip club that was next to a church.
Yes.
No, si ati mimi nilikuwa naenda huko. Hata si ati naijua nilikuwa nafanya research yako ndio nikapata iko hiyo.
Yes.
So, how was that life there? Why why did you like feel the need to start going there? Na kuna kanisa hapa wanaimba na nyinyi mko huku kwa
You don't feel the need. Your emptiness takes you there by force. Nobody, and I'll say this without fear of contradiction, Jesse, nobody goes to the strip club if they're not empty. They say they know what they're doing. That is the lie. Oh, I have a lot of money. It's just I'm going with my boys. That's what many say. But the truth of the matter, they're very empty on the inside. That thing of, oh, we're just having fun, we're the boys, it's an emptiness. Because what are you going to do in a strip club? You're going to look for attention. You're going to pay for attention. You're going to make somebody, because of your money, make you feel as if you're the best thing since sliced bread. They come and dance, they're looking at you in the eye, and what you don't realize spiritually, that's when their spiritual connection happens. The first time you attend, when those ladies are dancing for you, they never take their eyes away from you. You think you are looking like Denzel Washington, and the D is silent. But what they're doing is that they're connecting with you spiritually, that even if you walk out of that place and say, this is the last time I'll be here, tomorrow you will go back. So at that moment is when they have put spiritually a noose over your neck. It's a rope. So they just allow you enough time to go and rest, and then they tell you, wake up. And then they now again drag you back there. It is a downward spiral.
At what point did you know, hapa nimekamatwa, I need to get out?
Because every waking moment, when you're happy, you want to go there. When you're sad, you want to go and remove your stresses from there. That's when you know there's a problem. But then, you still cannot come out. Mine needed a higher power. That's why I talk to young people struggling with pornography and masturbation. They call me and inbox me and tell me, I want out, I don't know how. I started like a joke, but I don't know how to get out of this thing. So because I know of addictions in the strip clubs, so the principles are the same, for lack of a better word. It starts as a joke. Even love stories. I think there's like a song, Kalianza na ka selfie.
Double tap.
Yes, things that start like jokes and then they pull you. That's why even when I talk to my daughter, I don't go there telling her, oh, I'm not like those parents who say, I was number one. My book that I wrote,
yes,
that people wonder if my daughter has read. She read it before I published it, so that she understands. And the book is dedicated to her. So then I tell these young people, you need a higher power. Young people are struggling with pornography. So maybe I went through these addictions to help other people. And even me, I'll preach. On the pulpit, I'll talk about these things. Jessy, if you know the number of people who are struggling with masturbation, high school kids, primary school kids, and the Bible says, I will bless the work of your hands. Not that way.
So you have so many young people.
I tell people, these young people, and I've said this over and over again, your mother is praying for you to have long life. You're telling your boyfriend, kill me,
choke me,
eat me like Indomie, walk on me, I'm your road. What nonsense is that? Use me, I'm your airtime. So I think I went through these things to help other people. My daughter, I've talked to her about these things.
Use me.
Yes, I'm your airtime. If you're tired, I'll fuliza.
Step on me, I'm your carpet.
Yes.
Yes.
And these people are struggling with these things because nobody's going to talk to them about it.
Yes.
You understand? Oh, now young people are saying, oh, no, but there is we are not having sex, we are just having oral sex. Nobody's talking to our young people. How many people are walking around having swallowed presidents?
Girls have swallowed presidents.
Yes. And bishops. And top comedians.
Yeah.
Atmosphere changers, scientists. So they're putting the future of the world at risk. But somebody needs to talk to them about it.
So they believe, young people believe, oral sex is not sex.
It's not yeah.
So
do you know why?
They do it preserving themselves for marriage.
Yes.
And thinking it's fine.
But they've damaged themselves.
Swallowed.
My journey is to help other people based on my mistakes. And I tell my daughter one thing. I want you to remember me for a man who made mistakes and got up. Not perfect. Even as a preacher. Made mistakes. We will still make mistakes by then as long as we're still in this world. But it's how you get up.
That's where you became a coach.
Yes.
your experience to impact?
But
the
I'm a
next
qualified
generation?
coach. I see some people calling themselves coaches. I have papers that I can train people, qualified. But as a trainer, I'm qualified. As a coach, it's best really on life experiences. And I believe that's the best.
And you get a lot of criticisms hapa na pale unapata the people. Some people write about you.
Yes.
When you Google Robert Burale, you'll see others when hawakujui
Yes.
wakiandika some things they believe,
Yes.
they think
Yes.
about you.
Yes. Yes.
You're a coach. You're a pastor. You have been called, according to what you have just told me,
Yes.
to help the next generation.
Yes.
What do you do with such people, or what do you do with such stories whereby people are now criticizing, especially when you share about your life being in the strip club
clubs, yes.
and the life you used to live
Yes.
before salvation?
Yes.
What do you tell such people, or what does it make you feel with such stories being written, and you're here trying to change a generation?
Two things, Jesse. Number one is, what was my purpose for sharing these stories? Is to help other people. Is it happening? Yes. What do I do with the people who don't like the fact that I use my stories to help other people? Two things. People are dealing with their own issues, or maybe you're talking about something you used to do, but it's hurting somebody who is doing it at that present moment in time. Number three also is, not everybody will like what you do. Not everybody will love you, and if everybody loves you, then you're as useless as they come. So it's just to understand and keep the focus, is to help the people who need to be helped. The inboxes I get, the emails I receive, the invites I get to go speak in universities. When I see a life changed, in fact, I tell the young people I speak to, my greatest joy is 10 years from today, I see you in success. That is fulfillment at its best. So as long as my reason, it's the intention. What was my intention of coming forward? What was my intention of writing the book? By the way, is to change somebody's life. And the ones whose life are being changed are not very loud on social media. And I don't want them to be loud. Those are the ones who will email you, call you and say, God bless you. My wife and I are praying for you. Our daughter has turned out good. You made this happen. You did this and did that. You understand? That's what I need to do. Because if also you keep on focusing on the trollers or the haters. Now remember, there's a difference between criticism, genuine criticism, and trollers. So you don't respond to those ones. Never ever respond to those ones. Because that is their target, is for you to respond. And then you will lose the focus. Every 1 hour wasted on haters is 60 minutes wasted on changing somebody else's life. So keep the focus. Just keep the focus. My struggles, my joys, my highs, my lows, I speak to help people. Even when I got COVID, I went public about it. By the way, I was the first one to go public before treatment. The other two, it was after treatment. I was the first one to go public about my condition.
You had COVID-19.
Yes.
Confirmed, ukashindwa hata kubreathe.
And I wasn't given 20 million by the government.
You are not
I would have bought my daughter a car right now at her age. A Jeep. I know she wants a Jeep.
Mimi nilisikia mnalipwa nikaanza kutafuta namba ya motai kazi. Mbona mimi mmeniacha? Nini, kwani mimi siwezi kuwa mgonjwa? Nilikuwa nishaanza kutafuta namba yake. Mnaweza acha ita kina Burale.
And you know,
na Jeff.
You know?
And then mimi mnaniacha wapi?
I think
Pay me.
The coincidence was the people who came public, first 2, 3, 4, happened to be maybe public figures. So it would make sense for people to say that. But none of us were paid. You understand?
I remember calling you.
Yes.
Hospital.
Exactly. Yes.
When you told me, Jessy, ndio hii.
Yes.
Imepatikana.
Yes.
You know, I got scared because I thought you're dying.
Yes. Just like my daughter. She thought I was dying.
So most people that came public were the public figures.
Yeah.
And you are told you are paid.
Yes. But do you know why the controversy came? I did my video, and I had a kofia on. I had my T-shirt, Kenya, and I had my glasses that people thought are shades. These are the same ones. They're photochromatic, you know? They almost look like shades when there's heat, or light,
yes.
All right? So I did a video on Instagram. Hey, but I realized people are fast. I did a video, and I brought it down as soon as I finished. I didn't know there's something called screen recording. And I think my daughter had told me something, had done something like that before, but it just didn't hit me at that time. So I'm like, the next day I'm told, hey, and when I did it, I was doing it for other people. Like, guys, this thing ain't a joke. Because like me, I didn't think I would get it. My daughter was making fun of me after I left hospital, saying, but Dad, you're the one who was telling us, hey, be careful. Oh, lecturing me, I cannot go to the salon, nini, nini. And then you got it. I was as careful would be. So I think that shock hit me. And when I went there first, the doctor was very clear, the symptoms are very evident of COVID, so we need to test you. So they kept me in the observation room. Now, and I'll say this again, and I'm very consistent with this, at no time, whether through print or video, did I say I am at the ICU. In fact, at that time when I was doing the video, I was not even in the isolation ward. I was in the observation room downstairs for us. Mm-hmm. So somebody had a very creative imagination. It was a figment of the imagination, and decided that I was doing it from the ICU. What you got to understand, some of these hospitals have these oxygen machines and all these things for measuring your blood, the air, oxygen in your blood, the saturation, as you enter the observation room. So somebody maybe who thought every time you hear a blipping toot, toot, is ICU. Maybe that's what that person thought. Or maybe it was just a malicious person. Mm-hmm. And they decided that is the ICU. Even when I was in the isolation ward, at no time did I deteriorate to a point that I needed to be taken to ICU. So I was never there, never said it. If you look at anything that I posted or said, ICU was never close to my mouth.
What was your situation when you were there? How was it? Did you, they took, what is it? They did a test
yes.
on you that moment, and then they retained you at the hospital.
Yeah. What happened? I started coughing fast at home, dry cough. Typical man, went to the chemist, bought medicine. 2 days later, headache. It's not going. Waking up feeling tired. It's like umenda kwa gym. You just feel your body, It's like you've been running, or somebody, while you're asleep, somebody was running on top of you. Yeah. But this Wednesday, I just struggled to breathe. That's when I said I need to go to hospital. So I was driven to hospital. Of course, the doctors understand these cases, and medically they cannot tell you have COVID until the results prove. But they said, no, we'll have to retain you here as we stabilize you. I was put on drip and all those things. And then the next day, very good doctor came and says, Mr. Burale, your results are out. And I remember I said, so can I go home now? And says, no, unfortunately, you're positive. So we need to take you to the isolation room and the ward. And that's when I was told, enter that lift, do not touch anything. It's being controlled somewhere else. When it gets to where it's getting, it will open. Somebody will be waiting for you. I was very scared. My knees went weak. Actually, I thought about my daughter first. Mm-hmm. When the lift opened, I'm seeing a guy, it's like he's from the moon, with all those PPEs. Yeah. And he realized I was scared. And he calmed me down. He says, Mr. Burale, don't worry. Here we are one family. I'm like, I want to be with my family, not this family. But he says, Karibu. Mm-hmm. When I walked in, I knew 2 people. Now, people say, do you know anyone? So COVID is fake. But also, I would not have known my 2 friends were there had I not been admitted. If people are to say the truth and be open, then you'll realize, even you, Jessy, you know somebody who was admitted, who was in hospital. It's just that people...
I know somebody who was in hospital for COVID.
It's just that people... Exactly. But it's just that there's more. They just don't say. And of course, even after people bashed me,
mainly... No, I called.
Yes.
It was a video. We were doing an Insta live on a Sunday.
Yes.
On your camera ikaonyesha.
Yes. What everybody's doing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you'd realize maybe you knew 20 other people. Mm-hmm. And now you can't blame people for not coming forward.
Our IT guy here, he had COVID. Alituambia akiwa Kenyatta University Hospital.
Yes.
Akaniambia, Jessy, by the way, mi usinitafute for the next 2 weeks. Nimejipeleka mimi mwenyewe.
Yeah.
Nilipatikana naye, nikapimwa, niko hivi na hivi, na niko na hizi difficulties. That is why I was not picking your calls to respond to the project that we had. So nimejipeleka.
Yes, sir.
I felt symptoms, nimejipeleka. So I know somebody who had COVID. So siwezi sema ati hakuna.
Yes.
And you now.
Yes.
So when you entered the ward,
it was scary. You know those, and people on oxygen, somebody's struggling to breathe, somebody's struggling, is coughing until they can't cough anymore. You don't want to see all those things. And then we have access to our TV. The next day, you're seeing the CS saying 15 are discharged, but unfortunately, we lost 8, we lost this. And you can't help but wonder, which side will I be on? Will I be among the recovered? Or will I be among the one that's, they say, unfortunately? So COVID patients, the battle is won here. In fact, we were scared of sleeping because you don't want to wake up dead. You wonder, will my oxygen in my blood, the saturation go so low up to 70s and I just die in the sleep? So you realize we were happy there was football at that time. We'd stay watching football and giving stories when we could. But then at some point you think it's a choir. Everybody's coughing. So kama kuna producer pale, angetoka na ngoma kali sana.
Yako.
You know that we can make fun of these things, but when you're there, it's like you're in the battlefield. But the doctors, sadly we don't know their faces. Because you can't see them. They're in the PPEs.
They're all covered.
Yeah, even the nurses, even the support staff, when they come to make the beds, to change the sheets.
Wamecover kila mahali.
Only see their eyes. And you can tell
macho pia wamevaa kitu.
Yes, and it's moist because of the breathing now. And they can't stay for long because they're sweating.
Yes.
Even the food, how you are served.
Huh?
Even the food is on plastic papers. The plastic plates.
Yes.
Disposable cups. And understandably so. And by the time the food is coming, it has been wrapped. It'll take you about 4 minutes to get to the food. Sasa
Wamefunga na karatasi.
Unaambia Mluya 4 minutes hujafikia chakula.
Unafungua tu.
Because that's what they've done. They're taking care of everybody. And once you've eaten, we have the disposable bin. You dispose it yourself. Then they come there later, and they, of course, the bin, they tie it, then they throw it away. Even the medicine.
Imefungwa na karatasi.
The syrups,
Syringe.
they give you a syringe. Not the syringe now without the needle.
Yes.
And then you just
ujiweke.
Yes, then you dispose it. They never.
Wanakuambia ndio hizo chukua ile.
They never repeat those things. They never. So it was an experience. But for me, it's the mental state. 90% of the battle is here. When I was scared, my body was deteriorating. Then, when I was told my daughter is distressed, then I got worse. So then I said, I need to call her on video so that she sees at least, hey. So she's being given the phone, she's looking at me like this.
Like, itapitia hapa kwa simu.
Yani, hey, ama huyu msako vibaya. Like, I want to see, I don't want to see. So I needed to calm her down. So when she was calm, and I kid you not, my healing started. In fact, that is what helped me go through the trawlers. I was like, as long as Hush is okay, imagine I can handle anything else. It would have been worse. I'm being trolled, you've been paid, and then she's not doing well. My mother. We have buried 3 siblings and my father. Even a woman would ask, I'm about to bury another child. So as long as that side was okay, then this side I could handle by the grace of God. And there was a place of prayer. I really prayed. We're doing devotions every day. I would preach, we do worship. So God gave me peace. Yes. Then God gave me peace. But the moment I knew my daughter is okay, then I was okay. Then I would have handled anything else. Yeah.
And what do you tell those people that write bad, like the ones that were writing about you? Some because I know you read. Some are famous people that wrote.
Yes.
So they don't do such a thing to someone else. What do you tell such people?
Should I look at the camera?
Yeah, look at the camera and talk to this.
All I just want to say is that everybody in this world, everybody who's watching, if you close your eyes for 30 seconds right now, you'll know there's a struggle that you wish you didn't struggle with, or there's something about your past that you're not happy about. And for those of you who kick somebody when they're down, remember you may chop off somebody's hand today, and that is the hand you will need next week to lift you. But the person will be there to see you with their eyes, but they'll tell you, I wish I could lift you, but you chopped off my hand. I urge you, especially believers. The Bible says, they shall know you're my disciples because you love one another. I say this without fear. Believers are the ones who shoot their wounded. Don't speak in tongues on Sunday and abuse people on Monday. Believers or no believers, just love somebody. You never know where you'll meet them later in life. That hand that you don't need now because your hands are full is a person you will need next week. But it will be too late. Don't chop somebody's hand. Love people. But as I said to you again, and I said to my brother MC Jessy, Prophet Jessy, today you are a day closer to your death. Make it count. Love people. Nobody knows the kind of suit Nelson Mandela wore. But if you say the long walk to freedom, you will know who you're talking about. Nobody knows the kind of car Barack Obama loves. But if you say, yes, we can, you will know who you're talking about. What will we remember you for? When we pass through your coffin on that day, will they say, here lies a great man, here lies a great woman? Before then, make it count and let your voice speak beyond your days on earth. God bless.
Nothing more to add. RB, the coach, the man of God, the pastor. You guy.
And a COVID survivor.
And a COVID survivor. I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And I forgot to ask you. Actually, I didn't forget. I want to thank you so much for coming. And I want to ask you how it felt like, dating a president's daughter. People don't know that you dated a president's daughter. Eh?
I did. Not Kenyan president. Where?
Si wa Kenya?
Sitaki nichukuliwe hapa na makarao.
You dated a president's daughter.
When I was in university. I will not mention the country.
UK?
Yes.
Kwani bado is still a president?
No, but as long as you're a former president and you're alive, the instruments of power are still within your access.
Ni Zimbabwe?
Wachana mimi.
No, junajua daughter ya Mugabe.
I said the president is still alive. The former president is still alive.
Zaire.
Congo.
It has to be Congo.
Woshona ni fungalongi hapa. Unafungalongi hapa unatolea wale hapa juu.
Ama alikuwa Niger.
Hapa. Story ishe.
Alikuwa kutoka which country?
You know there are bloggers watching, eh?
Yes. You dated a president.
No.
Wacha nikwambie mimi hapa Jessy. Hey, ngina ati aniambie Jessy. Mtajua hiyo day ameniambia hi Jessy, ntawaambia.
No, what I'll do, I'll just make my daughter be a president's daughter when I become president. I'm not the president of a WhatsApp group. Call me Robert Oliver. One day you'll call His Excellency.
Robert Burale. You talk highly about your daughter. She's your pride, right?
Yes. You know the responsibility of fatherhood, or parenthood for that matter, is when she was born. You know, I went into the delivery room when she was born. When she came forth to the world, then you realized, hang on a minute, from this day forward, somebody else's life is dependent on your decisions and actions. And it's a privilege from God to be given that privilege to really raise a child. Yeah.
And you know she's been my friend for quite a while. Si ongea.
I know.
Kwa simu.
I know.
I'm the godfather by fire, by force.
Lakini ile date tulihave nayo siku ile came with your son to kula samaki. You remember?
Yes.
I think I still have that photo on my Instagram.
Yeah. And I've known your daughter since she was in class 4.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Parklands huko akisoma na tugotoke to red.
Yes. She's my pride.
She's an amazing
strong-willed girl.
Yes.
Strong-willed. Very disciplined. People ask me, do you want her to become a pastor? No. My work is just to raise her. It's God who knows what she will become. So,
Burale, you have an amazing daughter. I'm telling you for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mungu azidi kukuinulia. You're a great father.
Thank you.
Guess what?
Hello.
What are you doing here?
So I came to surprise you.
Lexi!
Oh,
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'm good.
You're blessed.
Amen.
Anakushikashika hivyo amepimwa COVID. Are you sure amepona yote?
Sanitize.
Jessy.
Leta sanitizer. Leta sanitizer. Watu wa familia yenye wamekuwa. Leta hiyo sanitizer.
How did this happen?
Shika hii familia hii si trust sana. Chata nikufungulia yote. Sasa imeisha. Kaa nayo hivyo.
Okay,
Let's see. How are you?
I'm good. And
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How have
too.
you been?
I've been good.
You look like, and you've grown. Hey.
No.
Tunamuuza.
Before you go on there,
Tunamuuza
Ngoja.
very soon.
how did this happen?
I called her, and when are you coming? Dropped a pin, and
And I'm
sent
here.
a car to bring her.
Okay.
Yes. Welcome, Lex.
Thank you.
This is Jessy Junction. Of course, as I told you.
Yeah.
How is it? Na baba ni pastor?
Ni poa.
Ni
Ni
poa.
poa. Sometimes.
You know, we had discussed about you. You're in Form 1. Which school are you in nowadays? Which school?
From 2.
Which school?
Nova Pioneer.
Hey, kumbe budako ana pesa. Nova. Hey. Is it your mixed?
We have 2 campuses in the same compound.
Zenye ziko boys and girls.
Yeah.
Hey, Burale.
No,
Sure.
kuna fence.
Kuna fence.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Hey. So, Lexi, we want to wish you all the best. We've been talking about you here, and your dad actually counsels a lot of young people. Do you meet people outside there who tell you about your father?
Yes. Actually, yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yes, she forwarded me something.
I was sent a message by a friend of mine. And she was talking about how it inspired her, how my dad's story has moved her. Those were her words, yeah. It was a long paragraph. So, yeah.
A young person.
Yeah.
How
Form
does it
4, she's in
make
Form
you
4.
feel?
I feel good because at least I know my dad's past mistakes, our life experiences have helped other people and have built other people. And it's a really huge joy. Yeah.
And when they write bad things about him, do you read them?
Yeah, I do. Some hurt, but if you want to know you're doing something good, you have to see haters. You know, people always talk, whether you're good, whether you're bad. So it's life. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Wow.
I'll buy the pizza.
Lexi, appreciate you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Uendelee kusoma. And wish you all the best. Utapita. Sindio?
Amen. Yeah, Tapita.
Will you become an evangelist? Pastor.
Right now, no. Right now, I want to become an FBI agent. If not, a lawyer. Criminal lawyer.
FBI agent.
Yeah.
Ye usomewa wapi?
Quantico, Virginia.
In US.
Yeah.
Tafuta pesa, eh? Sawa. No harambes, we're here.
Yeah, you're here, man.
Sawa, come on.
Hii maji tumekunywa hapa yote ni pesa.
Hii hata profit too asome. What is? So, I want to thank you, the Burales, for coming on Jessy Junction. You guys are amazing. I want to thank you, Lexi, for honoring my call na ukakuja. I appreciate.
Thank
Always
you for having
surprising
me.
our brother here. Thank you so much. Wewe ndio utasema, don't go far. We'll be right back on Jessy Junction.
Okay. This is Lexi Burale, and I'm at the Jessy Junction. We'll be back shortly.
Coach himself, Robert Burale. Hey, alafu unasikia aje ati he dated a president's daughter. Nataki kusema hata ni wa country gani. Mimi Jessy, I date a president's daughter. Na mkose kujua. Hey, Chineke nijikute. Nikipa. Hata akwewa Equatorial Guinea. Kabalagara. You will know. And that reminds me of Abasoga saying from Uganda that they say, a house that cooks meat every day, think others don't eat. See you next time on Jessy Junction. So far, so good.